Let's do our best here.
Okay, e4, e5. Oh my gosh. Queen h5. Is he going for a scholar's mate, Hikaru? Oh my gosh. No. Hikaru, odds that he falls for the checkmate.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just watching.
All right. So now let's see if Sliker brings out his bishop. He does. Just don't play don't play knight f6, Swiftor. All right. That's better. He didn't drop e5 and he's kicking the queen out, so maybe something like queen f3.
Mm-hmm.
And now he'll play knight f6 and he's fine. Although I guess then Sliker can continue to try with like knight h3 and knight g5. Hikaru is too nervous to say anything right now, chat. He'll be able to talk again once there's no more checkmate threats on the board. All right, moment of truth. And let's take a listen on Sliker.
Man, please. I'm gonna close my eyes. Once I hear movement, all I want to hear is something weak move. Come on.
He's praying. He's praying for the mate.
Can't afford to lose this, man. Look at me, I'm 800, level 865, and he's level 540. If I lose this, then you need to remember I am shit. I am shit if I lose this. Need to analyze each angle. Oh, shit. See, he fucking knew. He knew. This is what I respect about the boy. Okay. Let me move this here. I can move this here. Alright? And then I can take this, and then he can't do shit.
He's going for the tricky ideas,
so
even if they're not the best ideas.
All right.
Yeah, I think certainly
he
could get punished here by Swiftor here. Swiftor plays knight to d4. Black is doing very, very well potentially.
Yeah, knight d4 is a really nice move. Kicking the queen out of the way, putting the knight in the center of the board. And after he plays bishop g7, even if knight g5 comes in, he can just castle and protect the pawn on f7.
Right.
It's just important to find the right moves here.
Yeah, I mean, knight d4 is very strong. Bishop g7 is fine. As long as he doesn't panic here, I think that Swiftor will do very... Oh, and he plays knight d4.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. Okay, chat.
This is off to a very poor start for Sliker. This is not the opening that Sliker wanted. I don't really understand why he played this.
It feels like he underestimated Swiftor.
Because if this is idea and it backfires, you can end up losing the game very early on. So I'm very confused by this opening choice by Sliker. And in a way, I kind of hope he gets punished here because he's played a bad opening. He went for the cheese and he deserves to be punished.
Well, let's see if Sliker sees that he has to defend c2 with a move like queen d1. He's going to be down a lot of tempos here, but at least he won't be totally lost. I mean, his knight's also on h3 on the side.
Yeah, I mean, but now pawn to d5 and it's already winning for black. Not that Swiftor will find d5, but if Swiftor plays d5, Sliker is already in a world of hurt here.
Yeah, I mean, if he finds d5,
ugly. This is legitimately ugly.
And if he finds d5, I mean, he's also opening up his bishop to maybe take on h3 and ruin White's king side.
Yeah,
it is a tempting move, but I could see him also going for bishop g7 instead, which is also fine, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I think there are many good moves, but it is kind of amazing that the way this trying to go for the form of checkmate is backfired here for Sliker, and the difficulties he has.
Well, let's listen on Swiftor because I'm curious if he's going to find the accurate plans here.
Okay.
I move my bishop. I want to start developing my pieces, I think. I move it over here. God, it take too long to think. But then I blocked that one. That was probably not the move. I know. I need to move something. I'm using too much
Oh,
time.
he's getting stressed about his time situations, but at least he sees the idea d5, right? Even if he's a little slow with it.
Yeah, I think c6 is a very good move here. So I like that what he did. Obviously, it's not as good as d5, but nonetheless, he is going to push the pawn to d5 next move. So if I'm Sliker here, it's already time to sort of bail out. Maybe play pawn to c3. I have a feeling Sliker is going to go knight g5, but after knight g5, he forces black to push the pawn to d5, and then it really gets ugly in a hurry. So, yeah, I'm very concerned for Sliker at the moment.
Yeah, you don't want to. It's a one-move threat that actually forces your opponent to find the correct move, as you explained. So that would be a big mistake. I think Sliker should just go for a castle, realize that he went for a cheapo, it didn't pay off, and now he has to fix his position.
Yeah, this is not looking good. This is not looking good at all for Sliker, and I'm pretty concerned now after pawn to d5 here.
Right, which is the natural move because he set it up with c6. He does have 6 minutes on the clock. Sliker has 8, so he's 2 minutes behind, which is not too bad. I think it's just already in Swiftor's psyche that he gets in time pressure, and it makes him more nervous from what we heard when we were listening in.
Right, yeah. So I think certainly this is dangerous. This is dangerous. But if Swiftor can play a couple of moves pretty quickly, just get the king out of the center of the board, he'll be set up very well to potentially capitalize on the opening choice by Sliker. So just next couple moves should be very critical.
Absolutely. And I'm curious. So other than d5, he can also play moves like, why on h6? Why not just a g7, a nice normal square?
Yeah, but bishop h6 is not such a bad move here. Like, it's not the best square, but he probably did it to stop knight to g5, actually. That's probably why he put it on h6.
Right, but the problem is he might leave it there later on when Sliker finally gets his development, and then I'm worried that he's going to forget about it and blunder a bishop. And the reason I say that is because I've seen similar patterns in his other games.
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of players when they have the opportunity to fianchetto the bishop, they tend to put it on the square like h6 or a3 rather than g7 or b2. So certainly I think it does happen, and it's going to be interesting to see what Sliker comes up with here.
All right, and he goes for c3, which I like. He's pushing the knight out of the center. He also has a square he can put his queen on if he wants to then try to play d3 himself.
Right, so I think here knight e6 is required. Again, it feels like every move the game sort of goes up and down in terms of who is better and who's worse. So I think we just have to, on every turn, there's going to be a lot of tension as far as who makes the first mistake.
All right, well, Swiftor is getting now close to 5 minutes on the clock. At what point do you think he should actually start being nervous about the time situation?
Probably, I would say at 4 minutes, especially if he hasn't gotten the king out of the center of the board.
Yeah, that's fair. So I guess he'll retreat the knight, and then castling the king is an intuitive move for him, and he's been finding those kinds of moves in the opening. So I think he'll be able to get back a bit of time in these next few moves once he moves the knight.
Right. I think it's very important though that he moves the knight here. He has to move the knight. If he doesn't move the knight, then he's probably gonna end up losing, unfortunately. But he's got to move the knight here.
Well, let's listen in on Sliker.
The knight, the bishop,
and we are switching to him now.
H6. Oh, come on. Could move this, and this. What if I do that? I could actually do that. I could potentially threaten it. No. I can't. Because if he goes here, he could take my bishop. Oh, but then I could take him. That's pretty smart. Yeah.
Oh no.
Huh? Wait, hold on. Why did he do that? I could go for this. I don't understand.
I'm also confused.
Hold on. Please God tell me I'm not fucking up. I'm gonna do it. Please, God, tell me I didn't fuck up. Please. If he comes here, he can't do anything. He can't do anything.
Well, he took the free piece, and
Come on, bro.
now Swiftor is in trouble again.
Yeah, I mean, I think Swiftor he's not seeing the sequences. He sees the threat, and then he starts thinking about other things, and then he forgets what the original threat was. And unfortunately, in this case, I think it's going to prove fatal for him in this game.
Yeah, I agree with you there. And now he's also under 4 minutes on the clock. I guess the next question is, do you think he's going to survive the opening now, or that he's going to get checkmated soon?
I mean, I don't think he'll get checkmated soon, but I think in general it's just a very tough kind of position to play. Very low on time, already behind by one knight, and it feels difficult.
Right. So if you were giving him advice here to try and save the situation, what would that be?
I think mainly he's just got to develop his king. He's just got to get the king out of center, push the pawn to d6, and try to develop the bishop and the rook on the queen side. That's first and foremost what he needs to do.
Mhm.
Whether he can do that or not, we'll see. But I think that's what he needs to try to do.
All right. Well, hopefully we'll see a castle here. And then for Sliker, it's still a little tricky because he has his entire queen side underdeveloped for now, and it's not super easy. For example, the knight can't go to the knight can't go to c3. The pawn on d2 can't move. His queen is on d3, so it's somewhat awkward development. Let's take a listen on Swiftor and see how he's thinking about the current position.
Gotta get my queen working for me. And I can't forget the castle. But it makes sense. If he moves like a pawn or something, I'll castle. Or me. Very rude.
Well, he still seems pretty relaxed. That's, I guess, a good sign.
Right. I mean, I think the main thing is Sliker is using a lot of time still. And Sliker definitely is the better player, so he needs to be a little bit more confident.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see here.
So he moved his queen out of the way,
So move
which
his
is
queen
nice
over
because he can
there.
move the pawn soon.
Mm-hmm.
If I castle now, he'll be in the same rank. I don't want to fall for a trap. If I castled, I think I should be okay if I castle. Make sure there's not any hanging pieces from him doing that. So he moved his queen. No. Let's do it. 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Shit. All right, this is where the rush moves start happening.
I expect Sliker to try and go for d3 soon. Oh, he played b3. I would have really liked d3 because then he would have tried to trade off the bishop from the king side. He'd have better attacking chances, and there's also a chance that Swiftor would miss the bishop.
Right. So for some reason, Sliker is not saying the pawn on e5 is under attack, but nonetheless, he's doing quite well. He's up to extra bishop here, so I think in general, this is still very much in control for Sliker, and especially with the time situation, the fact that Swiftor does not have much time here is definitely going to play a big role.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense here. So his knight on b1 still not developed. Do you see any ideas that you think would make sense for Sliker to try and launch a queenside attack soon? Moves like queen h4, or is it just too slow for right now? And
I think it's a little bit slow. I think the issue for Sliker here is that he can't develop the knight or the rook on the queen side. And the fact that he can't really develop those pieces could hamper him in the long run, but I don't think it's going to really matter that much since he's so far ahead on the clock.
Well, I don't know if you just saw that move, Hikaru.
Yeah, bishop takes
Fuck
c2. Yep.
me.
Yep.
Yeah, just unfortunate. Obviously, Swiftor
check.
A little bit newer to the game and just not seeing that taking the pawn unfortunately loses the bishop. So it's just a tough game, really tough game for Swiftor.
Right. So now he has to deal with being down 2 pieces here. He has some pawns in exchange. but it's not going to be enough. He's also down 2 minutes on the clock here.
Yeah, and I think Sliker is going to convert this pretty cleanly now. Unless Sliker gets confused by something or he blunders a bishop or something in the next like 2 to 3 moves, I don't really see how Swiftor can come back because of the clock.
Yeah, I guess the only way he'd even have a chance is if Sliker does some kind of crazy blunder, like plays queen h4 and takes on h7 without seeing it's defended. But the way Slicker's been playing, he hasn't been making big blunders like that. He's actually been pretty tactically sharp.
Yeah, the blunders he's made have been relatively minor for the most part throughout the event. So I don't really see it happening. But again, you never know. Something could happen. You could think for a minute. Oh, whoa, knight e6. Oh my gosh, he hovered over the e6 square with his knight.
Let's take a look at his stream and see what he was about to do.
Think, bro. Think. Wallah, think. Wallah, al-azim. Just think. Just retreat. Man, retreat. And you galbi. Unless... Oh my god, I've got a smart play. Watch this. Now, he's going to want to do this.
Oh my,
he's going to take it.
Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding? Oh.
Hikaru, I predicted it.
Take it.
Oh no, don't blunder your queen. Not like this. Not like this, Sliker.
Oh, I just lost the game. I lost my game. He can take it. I lost. I'm so dumb. I threw the game away. Just a blunder. Please tell me he doesn't see it. Please.
I don't think Swiftor sees it, by the way. He's under 1 minute on the
clock. Wait! Yes! Yeah! Yo, we won this, lads. Wait, did I win it? Poor man. Nah, I don't. That was a shit game because he would have played it good. Hold on. Oh no. It's not checkmate.
I'm not sure what we just witnessed. Let's listen to Slick. Oh no, never mind. Sorry. It was to Swiftor. See if he missed it.
Oh.
Oh no, he just realized. That's actually really sad to see.
I've got a way to go. I mean, my queen is defending my bishop. He's not going to go in there and take it. At least I don't think he will. Let me think this through. I go to this diagonal. What am I forgetting? I'm going to take my rook.
He's got to move. He's got no time. He's got 29 seconds.
But that's okay.
Got to make a move.
Yeah,
got to make a move. 22, 21, 20.
All right, well, he's speeding up a little bit. That's going to be important. I mean, he has... Oh, my God.
No.
It's the time situation, I guess, is pressuring him to play quicker and miss these moves. I mean, it's not easy to play with 20 seconds. But yeah, that was really a missed opportunity with the queen on h3.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously at this point, Sliker has 3 extra minutes. So I don't think we're going to see any more drama in this game. I think it's certainly possible, but I do expect Sliker to convert this pretty cleanly.
Yeah, I mean, he has 3 minutes and just up so much material here. He's pretty close to checkmating. I mean, it's hard to see, but he could go for something like bishop takes d6 and then try to chase the knight off of f6 with his bishop to go for the mate.
Right, and I think there are many different ways that White can win here, but I'd be I would be stunned. I literally would be stunned if Sliker somehow were to mess this up again. I just don't think it can happen.
That would be the biggest choke we've seen the entire tournament.
Yeah, no kidding.
Okay. Well, now he's threatening Queen G7.
Yeah, so you have to take the bishop. I mean, I guess theoretically you could still push upon a d2 and make a queen. But yeah, realistically, there's
Right.
no way
I mean,
here.
imagine he plays d2 and Sliker doesn't move his rook. That
right,
would
right.
be
That's,
that would be
okay,
insane.
push the pawn. Push the pawn.
You gotta push
Just
the pawn. Come on.
Come on.
Give us one last thing to hope for. Come on, Swiftor. Let's go d2. Don't worry about the mate. Oh no.
Push it. He's got 10 seconds. You got to.
Well, there goes that pawn.
Yeah, very. Yeah, now I mean, with no time, it was very, very difficult. Hard to play for Swiftor.
17 seconds. Okay, what else can you hope for here? I mean, there's still back rank opportunities, right? But it's just you would have to play a move like Rook C8 to bait it, which
right. Yeah, I don't really see it happening here.
Mhm.
And I wonder if Sliker will see Knight G4. Okay, he goes Rook D7. Okay, Rook C8. Come on, Rook C8.
Oh yeah, Rook C8 would be so beautiful. You gotta try. No, wrong piece to the first rank, not the bishop. It's a time situation. It's a time situation.